For this first DIY, we're going to make a couple of velvet Christmas tree cones. These have been popular in the last few years in many different finishes. For this, I'm using cones and some velvet yarn I found at Hobby Lobby. I picked this one not only because of the beautiful olive green color, but they came in two sizes. The smaller one had these cute little sparkles, which I think would add a really nice touch and of course perfect on a Christmas tree. While I was there, I also got some Elmers spray adhesive. Starting at the bottom, I sprayed the glue on about a 3 to 4 inch section, then wrapping the yarn around, making sure to position them as close together as possible. That I would say is a very important detail to these, just really trying to get them lined up closely without any visible space between them. I did both of these in about 20 to 30 minutes. Using the spray helped to move it along faster. It does give some working time, which allows you to go with the flow and keep wrapping the yarn section by section. I'm using the thicker yarn on the big one and the one with the sparkles on the smaller cone. But I think an even better idea would be to use them both together. Antique looking gold bells in all sizes have also been quite trendy for Christmas decorating. I got this box of 40 vintage bells on Amazon and a pack of 6 from Hobby Lobby. Although they were gold, they were a bit bright and lacking that distressed look. These were slightly bigger and had jute cords on the top. I originally was just going to do these 6, but then decided I needed a lot more. So altogether I had 3 different shapes. To get started, I'm sanding them all using some 80 grit sandpaper. This not only removes some of the shiny finish that's on there, it'll add some scratches and give that aged look I'm going for. These are likely going to hang above eye level, which means the inside will be quite visible, so I'm making sure to scuff sand the inside as well. And this is when I got caught up on my favorite podcast because this took some time. Once I got them sanded, I cleaned up all the dust and got out my favorite rub and buff in the colors Antique and Autumn Gold. I lightly applied the Antique Gold first and then some of the Autumn Gold in random areas. Something to know when using rub and buff is it doesn't blend like wet paint would. It goes on, and if you put another color like I'm doing on top of it, it becomes that other color. So here I'm applying that Autumn Gold in random areas like the edges just to give some dimension. I got this wig trimmer set for $3 at Target and figured since my fingers were already this messed up, I may as well get these done as well. Next, I'm using this bag of filler I got at Michael's. I thought this was really beautiful. They had them in a few different colors as well. They kind of look like broken mirror, although they aren't. While I was there, I also got a few different size foam balls. I'm using the same Elmers again and wooden skewers to hold them. For this one, I took it outside and sprayed the adhesive and then just rolled it around in the filler. I let it dry and then smothered it some more until it was completely covered. For the other two, I sprayed them first with leftover spray paint I had on hand, left them to dry for a couple of hours, then sprayed on the adhesive and dipped them as well. These natural Woodnut Crackers have been a big part of neutral Christmas decor. I used them this way last year, but this year I'm warming them up a little. A very simple DIY, but I think this will help those that are wanting to do a little something to them. I'm using Howard's Restore a Finish in the color Walnut and a brush with bristles long enough to reach into those nooks and crannies. I applied it liberally here and then just wiped it back with a shop cloth. Some parts are going to absorb more than other parts, but that's okay. That adds character to each one. You also want to make sure you do it upside down as well, because if you place these above eye level, you will see the undersides. This year I've noticed quite a few brands with some style of metallic leafing, and I really like the rustic element it adds. So to replicate this, I'm using these clippings I got at Walmart. They have them in a few colors, and this gold was really gold. The first thing I did was spray them using Rustoleum metallic spray paint. I left them outside for a day or so. I figured the more dried out it is, the stiffer it would be, which is what I wanted. Also at Walmart, I picked up this floral ring and a heat gun. Actually, this is my first time using a heat gun. I know that would surprise you because I think that's probably the first thing most DIYers own, but I don't know, I just never had a need for it, or maybe I just use other things, but I think for this project it is the best thing. I started by taking the leaves apart, and just before gluing them in, I did a quick trial and laid them out in the same direction, just to make sure I had enough to go around. I thought of just putting this on the wall as it is, but I was looking around my home to see what I could repurpose, and I found this jewelry stand sitting in a corner with nothing on it. I took apart the base, and after trying a few things, I used a couple of zip ties to attach it.